Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to this episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It is Foreign's the foodie.
And we are back.
We're back.
With visuals.
I was going to say we can discuss the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room is that we are in a room together, and you can see that room that we're in.
I travelled far and wide to get here.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
An Israelite journey it was.
It really was.
Do you know how much stuff I did in the time that you were
on my journey?
On your journey?
Literally, I was literally like, if I turned back and went straight back home, my husband would still think I had left the house for a significant amount of time.
Bro.
Meanwhile, I haven't reached my destination or done what I said I was going to do.
Fam. I mean, we're doing visuals. Do you know what it is? Yeah, is that like we've been wanting to do the visuals, okay, for a long time, but it takes a lot. Okay, and like people, we get paid to go to the studio every week. They go into the studio every week. They do all that stuff, and like, do you know what I mean?
To each their own.
It's long as hell.
To each their own, but it's not our own.
And it's also not cheap.
Yeah.
So like when you see podcasters that are out here doing visuals and shit, yeah,
off their own back,
they are putting in work
and
coins. And so for us, we're just like, do you know what? You can't do it like that. So we're doing it like this. We're literally recording it in our house. It's our setup. It's our camera. It's our everything. And I can't even lie to you. I don't even know how long this camera can record for. So if at some point the visuals disappear, you had them for a little while.
You had them for a while and you enjoy what you had.
Enjoy what you had, because we're just trying to figure it out. Like, there may not be visuals every time, but this is one of the times where there will be visuals.
Yep.
So, you know, let's just all thank the Lord that we're here. And
there's growth.
But what are we doing today?
MoviePass, MovieCrash.
Yes, and if you listen to last episode, obviously you will hear that we were going to do something else, and now we're doing this. And I don't know how I didn't know about this documentary, because it came out in May.
Oh, yeah. So it's recent.
Yeah, and you know, I
realised it must have been recent because I saw the on-screen text.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't realise that like it came out this year, because when I do like the monthly like documentaries and stuff, this never came across.
So how did you hear about this?
I don't know. I don't remember what happened. I don't know. Oh no, I was looking to do what documentaries are coming out in August on our TikTok, and then I saw this one, but it was for May, and somehow it just popped up, and I watched it. I saw a black guy, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Then I saw the trailer, and I was like,
this looks very interesting.
This looks very interesting. I was like, and we're doing visuals. This
would be good.
This would be good. Yeah.
I feel like this documentary, on the surface, it seems like it's about a business and like a movie, whatever.
Yeah.
But this documentary is about race.
This documentary is about race.
It's about race relations.
Yep.
Racismo. Black suppression, black oppression.
Yeah, it's about race. And I'm glad you said that, because fundamentally, like,
that is what it's
about. Because on the surface,
it's like, oh yeah, this
a startup failed. No.
It's about race.
And we've seen and covered documentaries about businesses, startups, But like this element of race, I said, okay,
let's get into it.
We cannot escape. We cannot come out.
It's there.
Also, what are we drinking today?
Oh, we're drinking
Africa Canaway,
Ciroc passion fruit, tropical summer,
something.
And yeah, just to say, that man who shall not be named is not affiliated with Ciroc. But I just need to put that out there, because somebody will come and say, "Oh, you're drinking."
I was actually somebody. We went to the shop. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, why
I don't want to bait you out." So I'm happy you did yourself.
I was drinking. I was like, "Why are we drinking this man's drink?" But it turns out,
yeah. So he's not. So please don't come and start. Do not cry for me.
Argentina.
Literally.
Okay, but I'm gonna taste it because it looks like urine.
Oh yeah, it does. It looks like radioactive urine. Like somebody who's very.
Why did you wait for me to drink it first?
Oh, you don't like it?
No, it's alright.
That face.
It's alright. This is the vodka one.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's right. Yeah.
It's alright.
I like it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll finish it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's giving Western bend over.
Why does that make sense to me?
Because that's what it's giving. It's this is the drink you drink whilst that's playing and you're shaking some ass. Okay. But yeah, let's get into this documentary.
Yeah.
So
why laughing?
Because I just have so much to say.
Me too. But I'm going to start off by saying where you can watch this documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Which is HBO/Max, whatever they're calling themselves these days. And also Sky. Because you know HBO and Sky, they have like a whatever.
Affiliation, yeah.
So like Now TV, I don't know, all them man are connected. You can watch it there. And I will put the link to the documentary in the show notes.
Yeah, perfect. The documentary opens up with a man called Mitch Lowe. And his lower third is movie.
Why did you say it like that? His name is Mitch Lowe, not Mitch Lowe.
He doesn't deserve...
It sounds like Diplo.
He doesn't deserve the... demarcation.
Yeah, Mitch ain't a good guy.
And he's the MoviePass CEO.
Okay.
And he says that he's been in the entertainment industry for years, and he was also part of the founding fathers of Netflix.
He was one of them, yeah.
He was one of them.
Remember that part, because that comes up later.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah.
However, so the idea for MoviePass was, it's this subscription-based thing that you pay a monthly subscription. You get to watch as many movies in the cinema as you want.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Netflix. I was thinking, would you do that?
Back then, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but not so much now.
Not so much now, I don't, because I don't really go to the cinema. But I do actually want to go to the cinema more. So I reckon if that came out now, I would be more inclined to be like, oh yeah, fuck. Especially the prices they were charging. It's like, why not? I might as well.
So
but also, you know, there's other ways to find films that you want to watch.
Not every day sit in your house.
Sometimes you have the experience.
Yeah.
But cinemas, I love it. I do. But for me, they're the perfect environment for me to fall asleep. Like, I fall asleep at the cinema often. It's dark. There's noise.
Girl, you need to get your iron up.
Like, well, it literally the perfect, because even when I'm going to bed, I like noise. I like to hear things. So it's dark. The chairs are comfortable. If
I'm in the cinema, I'm in it.
Oh yeah,
I'm there, like, because for me to pay to go and watch a movie, I really wanted to watch that movie.
I hear it, yeah.
Like, I just watched.
What's the last movie you watched?
Deadpool. Literally Deadpool and Wolverine on Thursday. So I would go. I'm probably gonna go again and watch it.
Is it good?
Really good.
The last one, I like Deadpool.
Yeah,
because I think he's like charismatic, a bit like.
And I feel like
I'm not any superhero. I'm a cool superhero.
Yeah, and I also feel like that's how Ryan Reynolds.
I like
in real
him.
life.
Yeah,
I like him. I like Blake Lively. Like, I really do wish I was friends with them. They are actually celebs that I could imagine
they
having
seem like
a great time.
People. Yeah. Go to their house. Yeah.
The
last movie I watched in the cinema was, I think it was with
12
you.
Years a Slave.
No, I never actually watched that. I think it was Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah, we did go to watch that together, didn't we?
When was that? Was that last year?
Yeah.
I think I saw Barbie. Was that before or after Barbie?
Before.
Anyway, it was one of those two movies.
Yeah, because it was Barbenheimer.
I never watched.
I never watched Oppenheimer.
Me neither.
Yeah. It just didn't seem like it would be my kind of...
I just want to be happy. I want to leave the cinema and I want to be happy.
I don't mind if it's not a happy film, but I don't know. It didn't seem like a story I'd be able to follow through. So, anyways, this was kind of like Netflix, but for cinema.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great idea.
Very fantastical. So everyone's saying they loved working at MoviePass. It was giving Google WeWork in its heydays.
Cool startup.
Yeah, like it was giving so we learn about Ted Farnsworth. And he had loads of connections with people in finance. And he was the CEO of HMNY, which is like I wasn't really sure what it was. I don't know if you understood
exactly, because nothing is anything.
Okay, right, cool.
It basically was like, it was like a hedge fund.
No, it wasn't, because the other one was a hedge fund.
Oh, so then what was this?
And I think that, because what was this? I think that this documentary also is about the fact that, like, to make money in this world,
you cannot.
Nothing is anything.
Be clean. Yeah, you cannot be clean.
Not even just you can't be clean. Like, these people were making money from nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Nothing existed.
But that only a certain person is afforded that privilege to just
and herein comes the race.
Say what you want and do what you want and just waffle, and then it's like, oh yeah, I insert random sentence here and here, give me money.
Because what did Eli Pope say? What was his other name? Olivia Pope's dad?
Eli?
No, he had another name.
I don't remember.
Rowan.
Oh, Rowan.
You can't take command. No, I mean, he said that, but he also said, like, you have to be twice as, like, smart and work 3 times as hard.
Yeah.
Literally.
But you can do all that, because that's what these man did, and it still blows up in your face.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
This documentary, there were points where I was like, oh my God, like, if they made a documentary about my life, this might just be it because
it was so like watching it. Yeah, I felt very, very.
It was aggravating.
I went on Instagram and I looked for these two guys. Like I literally was like stalking them. I was like, I just need to know.
Did you find? Okay, we'll talk about it after when we get to him because I couldn't find him and that was a fine man.
He really is.
Oh,
God. He's the kind of person that just better with time. Yeah.
And he got quaint too. Ciao. So yeah, he was the CEO of HMNY, which, as we've said, nothing is ending, so we don't know what that is.
We don't know what the hell it is.
But he was charismatic, and he had worked for some big companies. So Ted and Mitch meet, and Ted buys into what MoviePass is saying, and he gets on board.
So before all this, yeah,
he's gonna talk about how it was owned by two.
No.
Oh, okay.
So before all this, yeah, we have to remember that MoviePass, they have about 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing. Yeah. It's just that it's not like everything.
It's not where it needs to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have 20,000 subscribers, which isn't good enough because it took them 5 years to get to that number. Yeah. But they need more. Yeah. And so then that Chris guy is who introduces
Mitch and Ted.
Exactly.
Because Chris is, as we'll learn a bit later on, he's one of the major funders for
and he's
MoviePass.
really good. In the beginning I was like, okay,
I was feeling him.
Me too. And also he ran for Attorney General and he lost to Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And it was just so like full circle.
It was funny.
He literally looked at the camera like, haha.
Do you know who she is?
Literally do who she is.
So Ted says in order to get $25 million in cash for him to be able to give MoviePass this money to continue staying afloat, because don't forget, like with businesses as well, I mean, I'm not like a CEO or anything, but with businesses, like you need to stay afloat. It's not just, oh, you've got these, you need the money, you need the whatever
constantly.
Exactly. So he says that they need to reach 100k subscribers.
Yeah.
So the guys start figuring out how to do this, and they're talking about their most successful model, which was like 2 movies for $14.99 per month.
Yeah, so initially it was basically $40 a month, and you could watch as many movies as you wanted. Yeah. Which I think is value for money.
I think it's very good value for money.
A cinema ticket is what, like £10, yeah? If you're paying £40 a month, you can go once a week and you've made... And you can go twice a week and you've even
exceeded
your thing. So that seems very reasonable. And I feel like people who would want to buy it, again, but maybe because only 20,000 people wanted to do that. And they were like, we need to reach the masses, including the brokies.
So the way they were going to do this was to bring down the monthly subscription cost.
Yeah.
Because they had no budget for advertising. So they dropped their subscription to $10, well, $9.99. And I've learned this thing about advertising, like that 99 is because apparently your brain, like you're more inclined to buy something that's not the
it's psychology.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly feel, I think we with the social dilemma episode that we did, you know, you just feel like a guinea pig or like a rat. Like you just feel like you're just in the matrix and like you have no control of anything, because with psychology it's like those things, they work. They work. If I see $9.99, I see £9. If I see £9, it's basically £8. £8 is £5. It's £5.
It's £5.
Do you get what I mean? If you tell me $10 or £10, 10 plus, that's £20. So it's like, now I'm like, oh, it's only $9.99. It's literally like £9. It's
£5.
It's £5.
Yeah, literally.
So they were so smart for that.
They say we have free will, but we don't.
We don't.
So yeah, they drop it down to $10 a month, and people swarm.
Of course they do.
And they're even struggling to get enough cards, because when
like physical cards.
There were physical cards for it. Like they look like debit cards.
Which I think is so great, because it's like, oh, my MoviePass.
I know, I wish I had one.
Yeah.
So people are using the card, things are going well, the word of mouth is spreading, MoviePass is becoming a household name, and they are the fastest growing startup since Spotify, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So they were signing up like 250,000 people each month. The employees were wanting Mitch and Ted to kind of slow down so they could take stock of things, because they're signing up all these people. The infrastructure, again, it's not moving quick enough.
Even their customer service is not. They have like what? Okay, we meet like I think 2 customer service people. There's not enough customer service people for the number of people that they have. Yeah.
So they need to slow down. So now we get to the origin story of MoviePass. What really happened. I kind of wish they'd done this in the beginning, but it's fine.
I get why they did it this way, because it kind of allows you to see how easily these owners, who are black by the way, could be erased.
So this is why I say it's about race,
Yeah.
fundamentally, because
Everything is.
MoviePass was actually founded by two black men. So Stacey Spikes and Hame Watt. Hame is like, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty
What
good
a
man.
mighty good man.
Like, oh my God. He is too fine.
He's
And
so
do you-
beautiful. And he also seems to have such a calm persona.
Calm persona.
He looks like
big hands.
He looks like he would be in, you know, them like 90s sitcoms.
Yes.
And he's like the new guy who walks on there. Everyone
Like
walks
flex,
like,
flat
yeah,
out.
flat out.
Oh,
That's the vibe.
he has big hands.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the vibe.
salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Oof.
Beautiful, beautiful man.
Beautiful man. Money.
Yeah.
Ciao. So they basically are saying at this point that when you hear about MoviePass, you think about Ted and Mitch. That's what the face. That's what you think about.
Yeah.
And one talking head says Stacey and Hame had built this company from the ground up since 2011, and when it finally found its groove in pop culture, it had been taken over by two white men, Mitch and Lo.
They colonized it.
And isn't that the story about pretty much everything?
This documentary is so great in that, like, the way it doesn't even try and beat you over the head with, oh, race. It just tells the story, and it's just plain to see
That this is what it is.
that this is what it is.
And it's just so indicative of everything. KFC, is it Jim Beam or was it Jack Daniels? One of the
rock
some,
music.
literally rock, everything, every fucking thing. Braids.
What is it? The braids. Hatch up and you don't work with me no more. Okay.
So at this point, Stacey's lower third then, because we've seen him previously in the
Yes,
documentary, and
yes.
his lower third before was like COO.
Yeah.
And then now it switches to CEO/founder.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, look, I grew up in Houston, and one day I went to see Blade Runner, and I was like, damn, I want to be an actor. Tried it out, didn't work. Then he was in a band. And at this point, he was kind of giving Oreo
Why?
to me, because the music. He was in a cover band for...
Oh.
Yeah. But then I actually Googled, and both of them have black wives, him and Hame.
Oh, I was trying to find it.
My heart was like, oh my
That
God.
didn't surprise me though, you know.
It didn't.
It didn't. I felt, because do you know what it is when I was like, okay, I think he has a black wife, and I don't know, maybe because I'm a black woman, and anyway, I'm around black women, but when stuff later on happens, he calls his wife.
Yeah, but then I was like, that's
He
actually what
called his
made me
wife
Google.
straight away. And then the response and stuff, I was like, I feel like he's with someone like me.
That's what made me Google, because that response to what
Yeah.
happened, I was like, it's giving.
And I can't say how I think like a non-black woman would have responded, but the way that he spoke about her,
Yeah.
I was like, I just
Yeah.
feel like she's black.
Yeah. So they're both are black women, which I think is just lovely.
If it's not going to be me, let it be another.
Yeah, exactly. Ciao. So he also was in a he was in a cover band. He also worked with Boys to Men, End of the Road. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that song.
They played that at my when I was in high school, my last day.
Really?
You know how in the documentaries, everyone's like graduation, that's the song that we played.
That was way ahead of our time.
Yeah,
though.
that was
before.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I was when I was in year.
But that song came out ages ago. It came out in the 90s.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. So,
So-
that's why.
So that's what I'm saying. That it's
What be ahead of my time?
So that's why I said before.
Oh,
our
before.
time.
My time. Okay. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. But it's timeless.
Yeah,
Anyways,
exactly.
So at 25, he became vice president of marketing. Do you know what me?
At 25.
25.
A black man in America. When I say I love this bit so much because Stacey has accolades. Yeah.
And that's what he says next. He's like, I'm not just somebody that fell off the wagon. I grossed like $3 billion for the studios. Like, my CV is mad.
Yeah.
My CV is mad.
There's no affirmative action here. Like, I literally did what I was supposed to do.
I did what and more.
And more.
25.
At 25, no, come on.
25.
This guy was destined for greatness.
Destined. Clear. So he also went on to create Urban World Film Festival, and basically the reason this came about was because he went to Sundance and he was like, bro, like, you guys need to feature more black like movies, and they were like, yeah, we'll feature some when something good comes out.
Basically, when they're good enough, we'll do it. Are you insanely crazy? You're telling me that of all the black filmmakers in America, which is massive, none of them are good.
So we're just Tyler Perry.
We're just
He's every woman. It's all in him.
you're telling me none of them are good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't even like the lens with which you view the world, yeah,
it's so
is
myopic.
such that like no, you would never deem anyone else good enough.
Yep. And he said, okay, all right, bet I'm gonna go and create our own festival, which he did,
and still does,
and it's still up and
you see the clips of Ava DuVernay there. I was like, oh yeah, I love like
seeing the full circle, like and
like all the people like coming up together and all that stuff. It's like, oh, I just love it
amazing.
So much. Yeah.
So he then has this idea to create a subscription company for like urban world movies, somewhere where people can go, they pay, they watch all of these movies, but he can't get funding. So someone puts him in contact with Hermé Watt, and he's like, look, this guy, he probably would buy into this. He also funds like a lot of startups, blah blah.
And that person is a gift from God.
Yeah,
I love people like this. I love people that like, you might see something and go, oh, I don't know if that's for me, but I know it's for this person.
Yes.
Or, oh, you two would really get along. I love those connector people. I think they're so necessary.
Because some people just sit on there and they're like, no, like,
yeah, that person is responsible for this
MoviePass,
yeah, because they didn't have to do that and they did. So shout out you, whoever you are.
So Hermé and Stacey meet immediately. Hermé's like, yeah, this is a bit of me. They spend hours in a room locked together, and they come out and they birth MoviePass. They're like, yeah, let's go. And Hermé's like, yeah, I can help us get like funding. And this is what a partnership is actually about. It's about, I'm bringing this, you're bringing that.
You have these strengths, I have these strengths.
Literally.
Yeah, everyone plays their part.
Literally. So they launch, and AMC sends a cease and desist. I didn't really understand this bit.
I didn't really understand this bit either, because I was like, surely AMC, you're a movie theatre, right? And we're trying to get people to come to the movie theatre. So are we not on the same side?
I don't know.
I don't understand it, and I couldn't bother to go back because I was like, oh, you're hating.
Yeah. Hating assholes. So they ended up having to use, I didn't understand this bit, but basically the workaround they got was using location services to load money onto the card, and that's why it was a physical card using the app. So there's an app and there's a card, and there's something about the car app telling you where you are, what tickets they have in the cinema, because they're not in partnership with the theatres themselves. And then the money that's there, you go and pay for your ticket, basically. That's what I understood. So they start to get more funds, and then in comes the AMC CEO, Gary Lopez. Is it Gary or Jerry?
I do not remember that, man.
Okay. And they begin a partnership, and it sees like an 116% increase in cinema attendance.
So before this, we mentioned Chris before. I think this is where they meet Chris.
Yeah.
Because Chris, initially, when Chris first appeared, I thought, oh, this is a good white man. Like, he gives them money. He kind of sees what they're doing, believes in the vision, and he's like, do you know what? He's a venture capitalist, I think. And he's like, I'm going to give them money to run the company. And he becomes a partner. So now it's the two of them and Chris. Yeah.
Them.
And at this point, I was thinking, I really want to meet a venture capitalist. Where do they chill? Where do they hang out at? Because I need a new laptop.
Not in these ends.
I need a new laptop.
We've been dragged to. We need to be in like the city.
And what are the conditions for which they give you money for your thing? Because
do you know there's a bit later on, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this life thing wrong, and I'll tell you when we get there.
Okay, thank you.
Because I think
to do it right.
I think that's when we'll realize how we go about it.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, they chat to AMC and they say they're going to increase the thing by what, 60%?
No, they do increase.
No, they increase it by 112%.
Yeah. I thought it was 116.
No, they estimate that they're going to increase it by 60%, yeah. And they do a double blind trial. I love a double blind trial, yeah. Let nobody know what's going on so we can understand what's really going on, yeah. 112% increase.
That's mad.
Okay.
Insane in the membrane.
This whole thing reminds me of, I put here, you know that TikTok, yeah, where there's a guy talking about so he goes to theatre, he's not always part of a theatre cast. The main castman, the main person, she's black, yeah, and they flew her in from New York or something, she whatever, yeah. She is sick the first night or something. They need the understudy to come in. So the understudy is a white woman, and she's also very good at what she does, like no shade to her. And so the first scene, she has a book in front of her face and she brings it down and then she starts to sing. Okay, so first night with the white girl, book comes down, before she even starts singing, round of applause, standing ovation, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then she starts to sing, everyone's hyping it. By the end, everyone's hyping. Next night, yeah, black girl's back, she's better, yeah. And she comes in, book comes down, silence. Silence. She begins to sing, la 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 la. By the end of it, roaring applause, standing ovation. Yeah.
But the point is, the white woman just had to be there to get her accolade.
You already started here. As in, all you had to do is maintain whatever they thought you were going to be able to do. And because you're gifted and talented, you're able to do that, yeah? With the black woman, we're starting back here. Yeah. I now have to reach and prove myself worthy to you here and then maintain. So with this, it's like, they had to prove to you, hey, we can improve your thing by 60%. They did it by 112%. Obviously, they were going to. You're saying to people, here's an unlimited card, go and see. Of course, it's going to increase your movie
And
going.
I bet you had this idea started with Mitch and Teddy.
Not you besties.
That immediately AMC would have signed up.
Exactly. This is what I mean. It's like
it's just
the
rigged.
race that you're running is longer, and people wonder why you're tired. I've been running. I've been
running since I was in diapers. So Jerry, Tom and Jerry leaves. And he leaves AMC, and the new CEO is like, yeah, nah, we're not on it. So that's
that, yeah. So
Chris at this point is like, look, this is all well and good, but I need more subs, I need more coins.
I need more money, yeah.
And I'm going to go have a chat with Mitch. He goes, he meets with Mitch. And this is when Mitch actually comes in. And he's like, Mitch, got a really good rap sheet, Netflix, la-di-da-di-da. Goes to meet
Netflix founder.
Goes to meet with Mitch. He comes back and he's like, look, I'm not willing to. Mitch can bring in money. He can do things. Yeah. I'm not willing to give you guys anything more unless Mitch is the CEO. Can you imagine? And it made me think so much about our podcast.
Okay.
Because it's in the sense that, like, it's not a business per se, but the feeling is something you started from the ground up. And the visual I had is somebody coming, supporting us, trying to get us, I don't know, brand deals or whatever. And then one day it's like, yeah, like the money isn't coming in quick enough. The direction, like we're going to replace 4 ends. Because if we don't...
they'd replace me because I'm darker.
Let's replace BD. If we do... BD, you
with a white girl.
You can still be creative.
Behind the scenes.
You can do the camera, you can do the whatever, you can edit. But just the face, we want...
It would be better for the projection of the show.
Yeah, if it's Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Liz. We
actually have a Liz.
We actually have a Liz.
I actually forget her name's Elizabeth.
And her surname as well. It's like, they must be like, when they see you in interviews. He was walking and they're like, Elizabeth.
It's the trickster.
You caught me red-handed.
God. It is sad though, because
it's sad.
The thing that they say about Ted a lot in this documentary is he's so charming, and I'm like, is he charming or is he just a white man?
He's just a white man,
a tall one. Do you know what I mean?
Graying hair, so he looks like he's lived.
Distinguished. I don't get it, because it's like there's nothing that I saw of him that was charming.
Yeah.
Even when he was doing the interviews and stuff, it wasn't charming.
He looked like a snake oil salesman. That's what he looked like to me.
And he wasn't really far off it, because all the videos of him. God,
he is like, it's giving Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
it's giving that episode of The Office where Michael Scott didn't know that he was in a pyramid scheme, and he's trying to.
And then Jim is like,
"Man." So, the board structure changes, and Mitch becomes CEO.
Boy, does it change!
And basically, Stacey's like, yeah, like there was a massive power shift because Hermé and Stacey each had a seat which they sat on.
Yeah,
Chris had a seat.
Chris had 2 seats.
No, Mitch had 2 seats.
No, Chris had 2 seats. Was it
Chris that had 2 seats?
Chris had 2 seats. Because remember, he was in there from the beginning.
Okay.
Chris had 2 seats and then Mitch had 1.
Okay, so Hermé and Stacey had a seat, Mitch had a seat, Chris had a seat and an extra one.
Why did he have 2 seats? Oh, the money.
And this is the thing. Money,
yeah.
my mum always says, money buys you choice.
Yeah,
and she says this in relation to us asking her for a specific thing or to go out to eat somewhere or something. She'd be like, I'm paying, money buys you choice. Money.
No, yeah.
He didn't have the idea. He wasn't running the business. He wasn't.
When you have money, you actually don't need to be anything else. You don't need to be creative. You don't need to have. You have money. That's it. It's like that is the what's it? The cheat code of life.
The golden goose. Yeah.
Just have money.
So one talking head says a lot of the.
Sorry, before that, yeah. There's a bit where Hermé is kind of like, you know what, cool. If these lots want to make Mitch the CEO, he's a white guy, grey hair. It can't hurt the company. Do you get what I mean? Because even though that is what you are supposed to be, yeah, you realize that it's beneficial for this thing that you've created and that you love for this guy to be the thing. So the system really is the problem.
So obviously there's this power shift, and one of the talking heads says, and again, this just made me think about a lot of black people. They're like, a lot of times African Americans, because we don't have all the opportunities, we're so excited that somebody's believing in us, and sometimes we're on our last breath. We take the money and we don't ask what you want out of it. Then whatever you get is at a predatory level, so you're set up to fail.
Yeah.
And I think about that in every part of life where I'm not solely interacting with people that look like me. I feel like that is how it is, because even when you think about work, right, you get a job, you interview, you're just like, oh, I'm just happy, like, I've gotten a job, I can pay my bills, but you're working in an environment where you don't see yourself being represented. They oftentimes are treating you like you're different. I mean, if that's not your experience, I really am happy
great.
For you. But I can say a number of times that's been my experience. They're treating you differently to the way they treat everybody else. You're working twice as hard to get half as much in every single way, from salary, from recognition, from promotion, to everything. And at the end of the day, you really wanted that job because you needed it. You were just happy that they felt you were good enough to work for that. You don't sit back to think, oh, actually,
and then you try not to take up space. It's like, let me shrink
myself. I watched this thing and I was like, I feel seen, but I also feel so sad.
It's really sad, yeah, it is.
Because it doesn't matter what level you're at or what the stakes are, it's all the fucking same.
Look at the accolades that Stacey, and we didn't even get into Hame's accolades and his whatever, but Stacey alone, I finished watching this documentary, like, this guy, he's that guy. I was like, he is that guy. I was like, how do I meet this guy?
If he was white, he'd be Elon Musk. Maybe not behaviors, but do you know what I mean? The way he's viewed and everything. Bill Gates,
respected. He's that guy.
20. Do you know what it means to be VP at 25? You're clear.
That's insane.
So Mitch comes in.
This bitch,
and he is a short jester, not even king. He's a short jester. Mitch comes in and says everyone's on probation, and he'll see if they can stay on. And like all the workers and all the like Stacey, everyone, they're like, it was just really. It was a bitter taste. Like, what kind of we've built. I hate when people say work is family, but I can understand. I understand it in this sense, because if I signed up and started working for a company, this is not my family. But if we've all built from something from ground up, you are in a sense.
And I don't like sort of subscribe to the whole we're a family, because more time like. Companies want to use that to exploit you, because you do this for your family, whatever. But in this case, it literally was, we have a bond like no other because of how we've grown this thing, and like it's been successful. It's one thing to like be in the trenches and trying to plan something and do something and make something work on something successful. When that thing becomes successful, there's only so many of you in the world that understand when this podcast becomes successful, there's only the two of us that understand what it took and what we put in to get this. So that's going to be a bond like no other. Same thing with them. Mitch comes along having sauntered in when everything's been built and is like, this ain't the family, everyone's on probation.
And who are you? He tries to frame it like, oh, he's this like savvy business guy, but in reality, you just don't think that two black men who set up a company know what they're doing, and because the company, right, and not even that the company's failing, because it's just not doing astronomically well, you feel like you have to come in and reinvent the wheel, where really you can take what's there and just look for ways to make it better, and that does not mean you have to get rid of everybody, or
get rid of the ways of working that have been successful.
God. So Mitch himself in his confessional basically says that Hame was just a figurehead, and that because Stacey knew his stuff, he made him CEO. He's like, you know what, this was a good nigga, we'll keep him, but the other one, you've got to go.
That's one too many. I feel like it must have been so heated between them, and because even the way that like Hame relayed it back, he was like, he is just kind of like, when he tells people of what happened, I just went in a different direction, didn't agree, when it's like, he wants to say this no good fucking ass
SOB. I know. I can only imagine. So Stacey says how this bit's really funny, because basically Stacey's basically saying that, look, this is what I said to Mitch, but it's kind of like that skit in
this is what I said and this is what I meant,
literally Key and Peele, where he has an anger translator, and I get it, because even me, I'll be sitting in meetings and I'll be saying something, but the inner me
inside
is like, you fucking bitch, I want to jump across this table and bitch slap you. I must say, considering recent events that have happened personally to me, this was quite apt. I felt it.
When I watched it, because I saw the trailer and then I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna watch it. So I watched it and I sent it to Ferenz and I was like, yeah, girl, I think that we should I think that we should do this one.
It just took me back to a specific moment that happened literally this week, actually. So Ted is on the board of HMNY and he starts bringing in money.
Yes.
And because of this, HMNY's share prices are growing, as well as MoviePass.
It's just assumed that they have money. There's no need to prove or disprove.
Why would you prove or disprove? It's a white man with grey hair that's telling you this.
I mean, he must have money, yeah.
It must be the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
They never lie.
Lie?
They don't know her. They don't know her. So the actual truth is that MoviePass was actually losing money because this fucking model doesn't work. And part of the thing Stacey and Hamay were saying was like, yeah, I get it. $10.99 draw people in, or $9.99 draw people in. Yeah. Great, that's cool. But the whole thing is you slowly creep the prices up. Every fucking person. Netflix started off at, I can't remember what, because that was my mum's problem, not mine.
Yeah.
But as it went, time went on.
Yeah, even Spotify
every year.
But you know what? Even if you weren't going to creep it up, why wouldn't you because even I think Disney Plus does this. The first 3 months you get it for $9.99. After that it's $40, or after that is $30.
And by then people are hooked. They've got shows that they feel,
and then they also are convinced of the value of the thing.
Yep.
They're kind of like, okay, cool, I'll pay £10 for it now, and then like, all right, cool, I see how much I go. Oh, I'm going quite a lot. Yeah, cool, I wouldn't mind paying.
And that was all Stacey and Hamay were saying. They was basically saying that, look, we need to start increasing these prices because it's not sustainable. Because if you think about it, $9.99 or $10, whatever, for a month to watch as many films as you want to. People were on here saying they would go 2-3 times a day.
This guy was like, I go and then I watch half the movie and then I leave and then I come back and I watch the rest of the half, and then if I want to see
because I can, and why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I? Like, literally, why wouldn't I?
And each time the company is paying full price for those tickets, so of course you're losing money.
Of course you are. It doesn't make any sense.
And that's why nothing is anything, because share prices were going up because loads of people. But in actual fact, this was this company was losing money. It was not profiting in any. How will it
profit?
So yeah, basically, like we said, they're charging $10, but they're paying for these ticket prices at full price. So Stacey was adamant that they needed to increase the subscription prices, but Ted and Mitch were focused on share price. And
this is what it's about.
Yeah, finance bros, come and explain properly, stitch this or whatever. I feel like share prices are more driven by the demand of a product. That's the vibe I was getting from this, rather than if it's actually profitable. So share prices were going up because there was a demand, there were more users, it was a growing business,
and people wanted to get in on it early on, kind of like how people with Netflix did. Yeah.
But it's not actually because it's making money. And Stacey and Mitch were like going about on this like Tour de France, saying all sorts. Ted and Mitch were going about on this Tour de France saying all sorts about the business. And I think, again, 2 white guys with grey hair telling you that this is really great.
People were like, how do you guys make money?
And they were waffling.
Like, how do you make money? They were just
even me with my limited finance bro knowledge, I could tell they were waffling.
As someone who did SATs, in year 3 or whenever it was, even me, I know this doesn't make any sense. How are you making money?
So Mitch's idea was that if they got to 5 million subscribers, they could get AMC discounts, adverts, and then start to sell data.
But then this 5 million, like, what number is it? It's just arbitrary. Why 5 million?
Why not 2?
Why not 2?
Why can't you start selling data at 2? Why can't you start selling, it doesn't make any sense. So at this point, the business was severely understaffed. Servers were going down because they weren't able to meet the demand of people signing up.
And they start doing stuff like, you can't watch the latest movie that's just come out. You can only watch are you crazy?
And Stacey was worried about the brand, but
Yeah.
would continue to get shut down when he would
And
talk
he would
about
care about the brand because that's his baby. So he wants the best for MoviePass.
Exactly, because even tomorrow, if the same thing happened to 2001 Doc, that is my child.
Yeah.
I still want the best.
Yeah. And also, anyway, you're going to get to that later.
Yeah. So, ciao. One fine summer's day, I don't know if it was summer, Stacey and Hermé got told that they were being removed from the board effective
Girl.
immediately, and their services were not. How sway? How are my services not needed in a business I founded?
This whole thing is my service. Are you mad?
Are you actually smoking crack?
It's insane. It's insane.
Blacks do crack.
They do crack.
Not the drug.
I would have cracked. I would have cracked.
I would
at
have
this stage. You're telling me
people to call hands.
You're telling me that we built this whole thing. We built MoviePass
brick by brick.
We built MoviePass brick by brick. Okay, brick by brick. Okay, cool. You brought your money. You helped. Great. Okay, that's what God sent you here to bring money. Yeah, you have now overturned the thing, overruled, colonized, whatever, yeah. And now you said to me, sorry, your services are no longer needed.
I am the service.
Am I Brandy? Are you Shawnee? I don't get it. Like, what do you mean my services are no longer needed?
I am the service.
These are my services.
The boy is mine.
The boy is mine.
Like, what do you mean? And this is why I was saying that I was getting heated because, again, I was putting myself in the situation of this pod.
Yeah.
Someone one day, so after they've kicked you off and said to you, okay, you just
gonna be in the
technical,
back.
then they replace me.
I said, sorry, we don't need you guys. For 2 girls, 1 dog.
So
but
who are the two girls?
girls?
So is it just the dog? Like,
this documentary, yeah, I said
heated.
I need to cool it down. Like, I don't know how Stacey and Hermé, I
was tipping on hardwood floors, and it was not 10 across the board because I was heated.
No, it was ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. I said, how very dear, because they've been managing. Okay, cool. You don't want me to be CEO anymore.
And they were doing bigger picture, like, okay,
yeah.
in the
grand scheme of things.
Sometimes it's not the grand scheme. Sometimes it can be the.
Sometimes you have to blow it up right now. That's what you have to do.
I would have actually blown up the offices.
Not going postal.
Honestly, I'd have sent a package.
Oh, someone did send a package. Anyway, we'll get to that.
So Stacey says that it broke him to see a business that 2 black men set up and started. They founded it, got it off the ground, and it's basically now an all-white board.
Yeah. And that's even just the tip.
Stacey, hire me.
Yeah, that literally was just the tip of the iceberg.
After this year, I was like, I really think I want to work for like a black startup.
I'm going to go for... when I said I literally went from the closing screen of this documentary to find him on all social media platforms.
I need him.
I said, I just... You know when you look at someone and you just feel like, wow.
Yeah.
I could be doing more.
I need your essence.
I need to be doing more. It just lets you know that, like, really anything is possible.
Anything is possible. I need his essence.
Both good and bad.
Yeah. So they fire Stacey and Mitch. So they fire Stacey and Hermé. Mitch is waffling in his confessional.
Because Mitch is in the documentary, remember?
And he has no shame.
Mitch is here to camera. We don't meet Ted.
But it's the audacity of white men, though, I must say, because if I had fumbled and we'll see how badly they fuck shit up.
And that's what pisses me off about this. You didn't just take over our baby, our business idea. You took over it and then didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
So that's double.
So what were you fighting
disrespect.
for?
Yeah, double disrespect.
If I had fumbled this badly, I wouldn't cut. Like he's loud and.
But I don't know. I don't know what he came to do here. Like
I think he doesn't. I think it's an arrogance they have where it's like, yeah, even though I fucked up, I still have entitlement to a space because of
maybe he's trying to have some part in the narrative, considering what happened.
But even if you remove all the bullshit, they still fucked the business up.
Sure did. Yeah.
So these are throwing parties and blowing money fast.
They are living the life.
They are Rick Ross Maybach music. Maybach music.
For real.
And it's just like, what is the? I don't understand the nexus between the need to throw parties and this business you're trying to...
Because clout chasers are among the scariest people
in the world. Yep. Yeah. Because do you know that you could even be successful, have money, and you'll still be a clout chaser?
Yes, Drake. Because they do anything for clout. It's scary. It's a way of like, you really, really, really require the validation
of external.
Like you acquire external validation to the point where you would do anything to get it, and that's scary. That's a scary person to be around.
It is,
because they will sell their mum.
They'll sell their mum for clout.
Do anything for clout. So
Mitch hires Khalid Etam. So Khalid used to sell furniture, and one day he's like,
that shit.
This is not for me. And you know what? Fair enough. Aim high.
Your life. You want to change your life.
Do your thing, right?
Change it for the better.
Right. So he meets Mitch at some event and basically says to him, yeah, like, this is who I am. I should be working for your business. And he brings him on as VP of Business Development. And this is what I'm saying to you, when you ask how do people go about it, it's just about having the gift of the gab. You meet the right person, say the right thing, bam.
And a pinch of delusion. Because I think that sometimes, like, when you are a self-aware, rational person, you rationalize things and you think, why would this guy give me a role of VP or whatever it is?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But the people who succeed are the people who don't even get to
they don't think.
They don't get to the thought of, oh, maybe I know. I actually am supposed to be here. This is where I belong. And no one can tell them anything. And I think that, like, it depends on your life, your culture. People will say faith. People will say delusion. I think that faith is grounded in something.
Delusion.
No, I think faith is grounded in something, and delusion is just...
It's just free
It's
fall.
just madness.
But faith requires some delusion, though.
Faith does require some delusion. Yeah, but not all delusion has faith inside.
No. So they launched something called MoviePass Ventures to start making movies.
Yeah, what even was that? Oh, to make movies. That's what they're trying to do.
And again, why? Just, you haven't even mastered the one you're doing. You want to be...
to what ends? Yeah. Again, clout.
So Hermé,
that whole Hollywood scene.
So Hermé and Stacey are like, they put their actual money into this business venture, right?
Oh, did we say about how when they get fired, they still have the stocks to MoviePass?
I'm going to say, is it the 12-month?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
Go ahead, girl.
So Hermé and Stacey are like, we put our actual money into this business, and they're both like, we left at a high point. Like the shares, the stocks, whatever, it was a lot.
Place.
They were like that. It was valued. Their shares in the business were valued at 80 million.
Yeah,
but the problem is you can't sell for 12 months,
which is crazy. Which I kind of get though.
Why?
Because if they treated you like this, I would sell my shares and then I would go badmouth the whole company, say this thing isn't working, everyone sell, and then I
guess, I didn't think about that.
Absolutely, I would do that. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And I've got 8 million, you've got nothing. Perfect. Win.
So their shares were valued at 8 million, and Hermé's like, that's all fine and good, but if that money is not in my account, it doesn't mean. And this is what I mean. Nothing is anything. How is it that I have 8 million but I don't? It doesn't. Nothing is anything. What even are shares? It's all a lie. Everything is fake. Money is
all a lie.
Money itself is fake. Who decides that this is the value of this? This is this is how much is in an account. Somebody was even saying to me that the money you have in the bank isn't even real money. Yeah. Like they could get that money could disappear. What is it? We're in the Matrix.
Nothing is anything.
Everything is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why people go off the grid and just live off the land.
I hear it.
I'm one like, and I'm gonna like it myself, and I'm gonna do it. So they also say that this is really scary because, even let's say you have 8 million and you're kind of like, let's say you have 8 million in Spotify, you can sleep easy knowing that you know what, somewhat it's in good management, things are going to be fine. They have 8 million. They have no influence on how this business is being run.
Yeah, so
they are seeing bad decisions being made. They don't have the vision. They're not even, you know how they say you're not driving, not only are they not driving the car, they are not passengers in this car. Yeah. They are in the car behind the car.
In the vehicle, yeah.
So it's a scary situation to be in, especially when you've put your own money in. Forget the emotional side of it. You have put your own cash into this business. And the thing
that's annoying about that is that what you've put in relation to what you have is far greater than what they've put in relation to what they have. Do you get what I mean?
Yep. So you're losing.
Their monetary value is a bigger number. It's as if, we deserve it. It's ours. It's not yours.
It's not yours.
The percentage of what I have put into this is far greater
than what you have
put, let alone the creative side of things, let alone the emotional side of things.
So Mitch and Ted are doing a lot of TV interviews, and everyone is saying the MoviePass must be losing money, and they're trying to convince people that they aren't. So it's kind of like that thing where you're trying to, you know, when couples post a lot on Insta to convince people that their relationship is great. It's kind of like that's what they were doing with MoviePass. Because even like, I don't really see that many CEOs out and about having all these chats the way these two were having it. Most times you don't even know the CEOs of these companies. They're just
faceless.
Right. So they go to Sundance. What the fuck are you going to Sundance to do, right?
I don't know why they were there.
They rent a $50 million mansion.
Clout.
And start schmoozing their way, talking about they want to make movies. Again, master the one that you're doing first.
Yeah.
Then if you want to grow.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be a thing where you're trying to grow, but you're not. The business is not profitable.
But because like you said before, they don't care about the business. They care about the business seeming profitable, so people will buy shares.
Because it's shares. Yeah, that's what it's about for them.
Which is crazy. Don't use my baby as some kind of like Trojan horse to get shares and shit.
Not the Trojan horse.
No,
child.
it's so disrespectful.
Not Achilles and his heel.
Not and his heel.
So we meet an influencer who's flown out. What was her name again?
I don't remember.
Honey Bop.
I don't remember.
Bunny Pop, something stupid. I've never in my life. I don't know who that woman is. She could be walking down the street.
The internet is this is why the internet is so funny, because like,
who are these people?
Everyone exists in their own little segment of the internet.
Yeah.
And within that segment, maybe you are like the Don Dada.
Yeah.
But then when you remove yourself from the internet, nobody knows who you are.
And it's just like the thing that's going on right now with Ashley and her Louise, right? In her world, she was something, but when you put her into the real world, she's a scam artist. Yeah. Nothing is fucking anything.
Nothing is anything.
Nothing is anything. That's why
and if you take one thing from this today, nothing is anything.
Live your life grounded in the people that know you, who you are, and be content in what you have, because nothing is anything.
Yeah. Nothing is as it seems.
People getting their tits done off of money they've scammed others from, and you're saying, oh, I wish I could get my tits done. But nothing is anything. Nothing is anything. What's the difference between her and these people?
We don't know that that's the money. Maybe she had two different money.
Girl, don't start.
Maybe she had one pot for this and one pot for the
start.
That. So we don't know.
Start.
There's a story that they used to tell us about in Sunday school, when like a kid would be given like this was back in the day, £2, £1 coin, £1 coin, and their parents would say, okay, one of this is for your offering and one of this is for ice cream afterwards. Yeah. And then like the kid was walking and one of them fell, and then they were like, sorry God, that was your one. Yeah. Remember the story that Dad used to tell me? Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but whatever. So maybe it was like, oh shit, sorry guys, that was your money, but this is my titty money.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Playing devil and his advocate.
I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying.
Okay. So she says that she gets flown up by MoviePass on the MoviePass helicopter. Where is this money coming from?
Where's it come from?
I don't know.
It's the Coachella bit. Where's the money coming from?
My ass. Because where? And yeah, they flew this to Coachella where Dennis Rodman was there, and he's like with this movie again. Like,
how even if money for Dennis Rodman
and his many dresses
for Dennis Rodman.
And do you know what it is as well? It's like, okay, let's say now, because obviously influencer marketing is a big thing, blah, blah, blah. Cool, I get it. I understand. Mwah, love it.
Yeah.
But would you not pick somebody who
is movie related?
Right.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman is a former basketball player now turned influencer.
Socialite. Yeah.
Yeah, socialite, if you may. He's a fairy. Like, do you know that video of 50 Cent flying and they're like, she was just a fairy? That's what he gives. He gives that princessy kind of energy, okay. Right? Yeah. So, what about this guy makes him the ideal person to be the face
of all the people?
Of all the people, even if you picked an actress, I would understand, or an actor, I would 100% understand. But Dennis Rodman he's an athlete.
Even like a movie enthusiast.
Literally,
someone that encourages people to go to the movie, which is what you want.
Literally, he's an eccentric athlete. Like, he should be doing...
He's cool. So maybe it's cool. Maybe it's the case of like, oh, Dennis Rodman is cool. If Dennis Rodman likes this, then you should like it.
I get it, but then your funds are limited.
Yeah.
So you don't have Netflix kind of money where you can just do, oh, like, this person's cool. You should be, if you're spending that money on marketing, it should be on someone who directly links into the, like...
Yeah.
Oh God, I love Dennis Rodman, by the way.
Yeah,
but
me too. I like him.
I love him. He was a trendsetter. He was way ahead of his time.
And there's just something about men who like don't give a fuck.
They
about
don't
the
give
dumb
a
thing.
fuck.
Okay, my nails are painted. Okay,
and he was doing this back in the day
me?
in the 90s when it was mad. Like, but to be fair, do you remember Genuine used to wear crop tops? When you think about
even in Gladiators, they used to wear. That's why I don't know how we went backwards. Gladiators, they used to wear crop tops. When not even like the big baggy boxes.
The
ones,
proper tights.
Yeah,
I'm just a girl. Like,
yeah, they used to wear crop tops.
No, because I remember seeing pictures of Genuine. He used to wear a crop top suit, and it's like, how is it now that this is considered? But it, actually, back in the day, these men were, and Genuine was seen as like,
because
Cisco used to bedazzle his belly button.
And they with him like waistcoat. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you get things, if you are a man, like your manhood isn't determined by the fact that your nails are not painted.
Yeah, because these men were. Do you remember people used to say that Prince would steal your girl?
Yeah, and he would.
Prince would wear heels
and did,
and he was 4 foot something. He would. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
This is what I'm saying. So nothing is anything.
Nothing is anything.
Nothing is anything.
Nothing is anything. It's all just social construct.
Literally.
So they go to Coachella and it's with upper management, right? And some people at the office were like, yeah, they're resentful because they're like, first of all, there's no money. We're being told we have to borrow charges from the business next door because there's no money.
That's insane.
But you're going to Coachella. You're going to fucking Coachella.
That's insane. And we don't even get to come.
Right. Mitch is like, look, every employee has their role and not all roles get to party.
Okay. I hope your role gets to go to jail. That's what I hope.
Silence. Because what do you actually fucking mean?
Me that's been here from the beginning. I just feel like even when you work like a normal job, and then you have like a new manager come in, a good new manager is going to get the lay of the land, learn about the people there, and then approach. Mitch came in like a bull in a china shop. I've got the money. I did. I
make all the decisions.
We've been here for time.
I've got the conch. Did you ever read Lord of Flies? Yeah.
No.
Oh, you didn't do that in secondary school?
No, we did. An Inspector Calls. That was a really good. I want to watch it.
I've heard that it's good.
It's so good. Like I remember shit and I remember it.
I didn't do that one.
I want to see it in the theater.
Do you know what? Funny about that? The way my mum would say it would sound like an Inspector Claus.
But like Santa.
Yeah. So I thought it was that for ages because I didn't do it in school till. This is Things for Lapat.
Yeah, but this is Things for Lapat all over again.
Lapat and her things,
what
child.
episode was
I can't remember. We need to find it and tell the people them.
Who's Lapats?
Lapats. So they produced this Gotti movie. I never even heard of it.
Gotti. Oh, the one with
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Which flopped.
As in, how'd you get 0%?
0% on Rotten. They were like, I wouldn't even piss on this if it was on fire.
0%.
I feel sorry for John Travolta because for every like success he's had hella flops.
But you know what it is?
That's Scientology.
I feel
that's what it is. Tom Cruise.
I feel like in life, there are flops. We didn't hear about this flop. We only heard about it because of this documentary, and he went on to have many successes. So it's kind of like in life, sometimes you'll flop, and that doesn't define you.
Do you know who's like such a flop that it's become like it's good? Nicolas Cage. Like he.
Who's Nicolas Cage again? Is he the Taken one?
No.
Oh, that's Liam Neeson.
That's Liam Neeson.
I'm getting them mixed up. Is he the one with the gold? Do you know what I'm talking about? The I can imagine like a stairs and a gold something. Nah, it's like a series of movies. I'm gonna find it because you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah,
and I'm not crazy. Nicolas Cage movie. No, it's like about some like old thing. Some like,
is it the treasure?
Yeah, a treasure something.
National Treasure.
Yes,
that's him. Yeah,
that's him, right? It's maybe coming up. National.
Maybe it's not him.
Yeah, National Treasure. Okay,
it's him. Is it him?
I'm not a crazy person.
Is it him?
Yeah, but he looks a bit like yeah, that is him. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he always acts ridiculously stupid movies, but
yeah, it's
become his brand, and I feel like if that's your brand, lean into it. Like everybody knows that Nicolas Cage movie's gonna be shit, but it's so he's the Tyler Perry of Hollywood. Well, Tyler Perry is in Hollywood, but he doesn't produce movies; he just acts them. So because the parent company HMNY publicly files its finances, it showed that MoviePass was actually in $150 million loss. And this is where things go bad. So this was in 2017. And Stacey says when he was CEO, they were only losing $200K a month. I mean, that's more than my annual salary, but...
A week.
Sorry,
a month.
A month, yeah.
Sorry.
That's more than my annual salary, most people's annual salary. But still, they were losing 20 million a month. 30 million a month with Mitch.
How do you lose that much?
They have an unnatural affiliation to losers.
To losing. That's insane.
Do you know what 20 million is?
I don't know, because
People don't even see that money in life.
To lose that every month is insane. Where does it go? Why can't we find it?
That's why I say nothing is anything.
This is what I'm saying.
Because how did you spend that when you didn't have it?
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is anything. Yeah, nothing. I'm really thinking about how nothing is anything. So at this point, MoviePass stocks start to plummet. Naturally, they will. And so there are all these weird articles about Ted that are being found about him being a scam artist. About him not being a scam artist. So it was written in the perspective of, hey, I'm not a scam artist.
Wait, it's like we never said you were. So
why say this?
So you are then.
It's like, have you seen that TikTok where the guy is like, I'm half Colombian, but for the purpose of this interview, I'll identify as black. You haven't seen it?
No.
It's 3 black men. They're talking about the presidential...
is it a real interview?
Yeah. 3 black men, CNN, are talking about the... CNN are talking about the presidential race in America.
Mm.
And I don't know what was said before, but this guy looks black to me.
Okay.
But it's given that I know black guy, Dominican. Yeah. Cool. So he... Because I have the visual of that guy doing this, the dancing guy. So I know black, I Dominican. Anyways, so this guy is like out of nowhere, from what it looks like to me, he's like, oh, I'm actually half Colombian, but for the purpose of this interview, I'll identify as black. And the other guy was like, oh, this is so great, because now we can all talk. They're 3 black men. He's like, now we can all talk about the first time we decided to identify as black. For me, it was when I heard Juvenile back that ass up, and I was dancing in a way that had a rhythmic hue to it, and I decided I was black, and everybody was just like what the fuck is actually going on?
Was he taking a piss or he's being serious?
Well, the guy that said the Juvenile thing was taking a piss, but the other guy was dead ass. Was dead fucking ass. He was like, yeah, for the purpose of this interview, like I'm mixed, but he, I mean, look how you want to look, but he didn't look mixed. He, like, if I saw him, I'd be like, oh, that's a black man. Guy. So it's like, nobody would have, you didn't need to say
it's okay,
this.
we didn't doubt it.
But it was given, I know black, I Dominican. Like,
I'm not Philly.
Yeah, but I'll just say I am. Like,
it benefits me right now.
I don't even know how we got there.
It happens though.
But yeah, it's Ted saying that I'm not a scam artist.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't scam. I know black. Like, nobody asked you. Like, again, nobody asked this guy. Nobody asked you. So this guy has done everything. Yeah, he is the jack of all trades, master of none. He was running a psychic reading company with Latoya. Look, the Jacksons are a very talented bunch.
Absolutely.
But there's nothing about their lives that give like psychic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Especially Latoya of all of them. So Mitch reveals that he's actually a fool, because he said Ted never shared the master plan with him, but every other Monday they would need more money. All these men, like, you know, men love men. They love men. It's like that picture, I think I've spoken about it on the pod before. The dick one, where they're all in a circle with their dicks in each other's asses. Yeah. That really, to me, is men. Men love men.
And they love men who they perceive to have power.
Right.
Or money.
That's why they're always doing, I want to be like you, bro. Big broism. Like, men love men?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're running a business with this guy? You were brought on first as the CEO.
And you brought him in. And
then anything he never shared his plan with you.
He's concealing everything.
Okay.
All right then, cool.
Not maybe.
That's why you're going to jail.
So whilst they're losing all this money, Ted is trying to start another company called MoviePass Air.
No, isn't that the airplanes?
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I think of this company as somewhere where I go to watch movies, but also equally, I'm going to go and fly with it. It's giving Come Fly With Me. That's
such a great show.
So problematic, but so funny.
It's very stupid.
So MoviePass starts trying to stop overspend and putting caps on users. And people noticed that the app would stop working.
Yeah.
Especially during like, and at first, I didn't understand why they did that, but then I clocked, obviously, if there's a major movie coming out, everyone's going to want to go watch that. It's going to be a very expensive period for them as a business. Yeah. So even if maybe you usually go once a month or whatever, you're going to go 2 or 3 times that month because they're major. So the app stopped working around, like, was it Independence Day, some Mission Impossible, some bait movie that was coming out. And this had been after they were encouraging people to go and watch this movie.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So, but then I guess they were using it for ads.
What do you mean?
So the movie would be advertising via their app, encouraging people to go watch it.
See, and then when they get there, it doesn't work.
No bueno.
That's so crazy.
So Mitch says a lot of the issues were happening. I wanted to jump through the screen and slap him.
Oh.
He says a lot of these issues were happening.
It's as if he was a bystander in his own life.
But this bit really pisses me off. So he says a lot of these issues were happening when he was going through a divorce. So he was distracted.
Girl.
You were going through a divorce and you were distracted, but you felt that you were the right person to continue to run a business. Then 2 black men who were actually running this business and founded it, you got rid of them. But I thought you had all the answers and you were the all-seeing and the all-knowing, the oracle.
We didn't know your divorce was coming.
President General of all the nations.
Of all the nations. Yeah.
So next thing, Mitch is like, I need a break. He goes on an extended leave because of his divorce. He said he was divorcing his wife for 40 years. I don't blame her. You're a weirdo. Next thing, Khaled starts running the business. Khaled was a furniture salesman. Like, what are you should the broomstick run the business next?
If I was Stacey and Hermé,
I'd be mad.
Bro, I would be mad to this day. I would never go to cinema again.
People aren't being beaten up enough. That's the problem.
Or shamed enough. I don't think people are being shamed enough.
So whilst Mitch is recouping from his divorce, Ted is partying in Mexico. Like, nothing is making sense. And he's partying with Tracy Ellis Ross's dad. I mean, not to say that he should, but do you know what I mean? There's no...
Like, what do you bring to the table?
Shares plummet. HMNY MoviePass declare bankruptcy. One talking head says, it took Stacey over a decade to create MoviePass.
Bro.
And Mitch and Ted ran it into the ground in less than
Within a year.
And...
Within a year.
Hermé had said this thing before where he was like, look, I get it. Like, white men with grey hair are going to want to listen to a white man with grey hair and they're going to want to invest.
Yeah.
So he was like, thank you.
And Stacey's like, listen, if I failed, if
exactly.
we failed, if it was us.
He was like, you summit Mount Everest. You've reached the peak. We've done the things we were meant to do.
Yeah.
And someone else cut.
And ruined it. Hey. This reminds me of like...
God forbid.
Life. This is indicative of life, but I always think about it like when I'm driving. You can be the safest driver. You can make sure your car is serviced, your tires are right, everything is right, yeah.
But that
and then
person...
some waste man on their phone... It's life. Like, you can only do what you can do. You can literally be in your lane and someone will come and derail you. Yeah. It's so sad.
It's so sad.
These guys did everything they were supposed to do. They built it up a decade. Within a year, some waste man came along and ruined it all. Oh, God.
What a sad state of affairs.
Devastating turn of events, this
sad
one.
State of events.
I said, come on, man.
Chris then jumps back and he basically says, I'm a bitch, because he was like, oh, I later found out Mitch's past was spottier than I'd actually known.
But you didn't go check.
You didn't check.
But I'm sure that you went to get references for Stacey and Hermé.
Before you said to these 2 black men who had founded this business and were running it fine, you said to them, I'm not going to give you more money unless you have this white man running it. Yeah. But you didn't bother to go and check
out the white man, because him being a white man was enough. Netflix found
I literally wrote, so why not check this before pushing out 2 black men? So turns out Mitch did not co-found Netflix. He just provided them with DVD discs.
As in physical DVD, because back in the day, Netflix, it was, you DVDs swapped today. You're telling me you co-founded, or you were a DVD supplier?
You were a supplier. You were the same.
No offense to DVD suppliers, we need you, or not so much now, but you were
the same as, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you used to go to Condell McDonald's when you were younger, but when we used to go after church, And when we would go, there would always be like this woman that would come in and she'll be selling DVD. She was like, DVD, and she would literally have a bag of DVDs and sell it to us.
People used to do that back in the day, like
don't you remember? But they used to sell them bare, like
pirate all the time. Yeah,
that was
the hustle.
That was Mitch. Yeah. So, Chris says Mitch bullied him into bringing on Ted.
So why did you? So
you're a bitch. You are a bitch.
How can you let another man bully you?
And you even have funds.
You're rich and you got bullied. Holla me, so I can bully you too and take your money.
The FBI then get involved and they investigate fraud by MoviePass to its customers, because basically what we then find out is Mitch was telling his team to block users from accessing the app so they couldn't watch movies, which is why on those big blockbuster weekends,
it wasn't
because
working.
It was going to cost them too much.
It wasn't working,
And I understand needing to save money, but this is fucking ridiculous way to go about it. You're what's the word I'm looking for? You're compromising the integrity of your brand.
Yeah. But they've been doing that.
Yeah, been doing that. They basically came to use this to smoke cocaine off strippers' asses. 100%. That's what they used it for.
They just want to live the life.
Yeah.
And you can tell that because they've been trying it. They've been trying it bare times. The best line of this documentary, is where this guy, he's one of the talking heads. I don't remember who he is. And he says, it's not illegal to be stupid or to be wrong. And when he said that, I literally felt in my soul. I said, do you know what? This is the problem.
This is the problem.
It's not illegal to be stupid.
It's not. And they should make it a crime.
They should make it a crime. Because if it were, Mitch, Ted, this whole MoviePass thing would not have been...
You'd be in prison. You'd be under the jail.
Under the jail. Because how can you do...
Because that is the definition. You're actually stupid.
You're actually stupid. You're stupid for what you did, and you're stupid to think that you weren't going to get caught for what you did. Because now the FBI is on your back.
Yeah.
And where do you go from here?
So there was audio of Mitch telling... there's actually audio of them telling them to turn off the apps.
Yeah, but he denied it, didn't he?
He denied it.
I didn't. He kind of like vaguely tried to say like, oh yeah, like we didn't do that. But like you did.
You did.
So...
On-screen text tells us that in June of 2021, MoviePass, HMNY, and Mitch settled with the... I wrote FTC. That cannot be right. F something. C.
I don't know.
Yeah. Around the allegations that they committed fraud. However, they settled, but neither of them admitted nor denied. Okay.
Nothing is anything.
Nothing is anything. We even learned that the selling of the data would not have made up for the amount they were losing. So you sell data maybe for $4 to $10 a pop. That was not going to make up for how much money they were losing. So it was all about the buzz that they were creating, going and talking about this big plan was just to drive up share prices, because all they cared about was the shares, not the business itself.
Yeah.
One talking head basically says that it was all like it was basically a play. Ted was the star, and then Mitch was like the co-star,
the backup dancer,
and nothing was happening in real life.
Yeah.
On-screen text also tells us that in 2022, Mitch and Ted were indicted by the Department of Justice on 1 count of security fraud and 3 counts of wire fraud. They pled not guilty, and they are still to this day awaiting trial. Well, I don't know about till this day, but as of
the documentary,
they
faced 20 years in prison.
Good.
I love that.
I
love this game.
I love this game. Like, come on, so sweet.
20 years. I don't think they're coming out. If they go
no, they're old.
They must be like 70.
Yeah. Vengeance is of the Lord.
Amen.
In 2024, Khaled was found guilty of 2 counts of wire fraud for embezzling 260k. This guy was a bum. People are embezzling big money. All you did was 260. 260k from MoviePass and HMNY in connection to the connection, because the Coachella parties were all his idea. So he embezzled.
What, the Khaled guy?
Yeah.
That makes sense, because how are these 2 old men going to know about Coachella like that?
Ted's next venture also received funding from Hudson Bay. So Hudson Bay was
you didn't say about Hudson Bay.
Yeah, so Hudson Bay, I didn't say because I didn't understand, but what my understanding is, Hudson Bay is the hedge fund that funds HMNY, and HMNY then funds, so it might be that HMNY is like they're like a venture capitalist fund where they actually give money to businesses, and I don't know. I was gonna say fraud boys too, but finance bros, please let us know, because we don't understand this bit.
Yeah, but either way, it was just dodgy, because it was like, how is Hudson Bay getting this money? Like, all of this is like, money going from here to there to everywhere.
But how? But where's the money come from?
Yeah, what's the origin? Yeah, exactly.
Probably
nothing. It's like chasing your tail, because nothing is anything.
Yeah, probably. So the fact that Hudson Bay gives Ted money for his next venture.
Hudson Bay is Ted. Hudson Bay is Ted, and Ted is Hudson Bay. Okay, and he sends himself in group chat.
It's like Scooby Doo when you remove the mask and it's actually you. Like it literally, Hudson Bay is actually Ted.
Yeah, it's Ted.
Ted is giving. Ted gave Ted money.
Gave Ted money, and it's sending the same £10 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And he's in a group chat with himself. No, that's funny.
Like, get out of my face.
So one former worker says, this bit is really funny. He has a MoviePass card, and he's doing this whole soliloquy.
The black guy.
Yeah, he's doing this whole soliloquy about how, like, oh gosh, it represents
It
this
means
time
so
in my
much.
life. It means
I
so
love
much.
it. It's
And the guy was like,
amazing.
oh, like the producer's like, yeah, like this is a collector's item now. It's going on eBay for like 1 to 1.5. And the guy's like, how much? This bitch will be on eBay tonight. It's gone tonight, and I don't even fucking blame him. I wish I could find something in my life that I could just sell.
And the thing is that, like, after the documentary came out, I'm sure it was worth more. Yeah, I'm sure it was worth more.
Oh, we should check. Stay so in a beautiful.
This end bit made it worth it.
It's like do you know what this gives me? It gives me the ending of Colour Purple.
I don't remember the ending of Colour
The
Purple.
ending, but do you remember Colour Purple?
Yeah.
So her sister, that guy that used to beat her.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Of course.
I forgot what his name is. That guy that used to beat her. The newest one, he was played by that gay guy that I absolutely love.
Common Domingo.
Yeah.
I love
He's
that
so
man.
sexy.
I love that man.
I saw
so
him
much.
not first. I think I'd seen him before, but when I saw him in what's that show where she takes drugs?
Euphoria.
Euphoria. I was gonna say Utopia. Euphoria.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a fine black man.
I love him.
I love him.
His
so
stylist.
He is who.
Whoever they are.
He's who Billy Porter
thinks
he is. Yeah. Sorry to say, Billy, but yeah, I used to love Billy Porter, but he said some problematic things.
I would agree.
Yeah. So he plays.
Common Domingo.
It's not Harpo. Is it Harpo? No, it's not Harpo. He plays the guy that beats.
Yeah. The wife.
So at the end, he repents and finds Jesus, and he goes and helps the sister in Africa come. And at the end, they're all just like in a circle celebrating the other sister, and she brings her kids because you know she had like multiple kids for her stepdad.
Yeah.
He brings the kids, and yeah, it was just beautiful. That's how it was that full circle moment where it's like beautiful.
It was a full circle moment. It was like, you know what? Despite the bullshit,
because Stacey then acquires MoviePass because it's up on auction. It's back to being legit, and on-screen text tells us that because people are literally like, they're montage of people being like, yeah, bring it back, like it slapped. So on-screen text tells us in 2023, after relaunching the brand, MoviePass had its first profitable year in
2023
history.
last year.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. And you know what, sometimes it's like, you know, delayed doesn't mean denied. You know,
does not mean
like
denied.
Okay, cool, we had this whole thing, whole shebang, whatever, but he can take it to be what he wants it to be.
Yeah,
now.
on his terms.
And
nobody will take it away from him.
It will never happen like that again.
So Hermé has established a share venture. Okay.
He basically supports people of color with venture capitalist funds. Because earlier on in the documentary, they say that like only between, I think, 1 to 3% of venture capitalist money goes to women or minorities. So they've kind of established their own.
And that is basically it. Mitch and Ted are still awaiting trial.
I'm really happy this story's out there. It was also directed by this guy called Muta Ali, who is another black brother.
I saw the name and I was like, I think he's black.
Yeah, he's cute as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is. I loved it. It made me feel so many things.
I felt seen. I felt validated.
Yeah.
I also felt hope.
Yeah.
And I felt like, oh, okay, so it happens to everyone like this.
That makes you feel represented.
Yeah, because that bit, and this is why representation is so important. That bit where he was like, Black African Americans, we are tired, we're hungry. When we get a scrap, we want it. We don't stop to think. It makes me think about places I've worked where it's like, I really want this job. And then I'm just happy to be there. Like, wow, these people really thought like I could do this job.
Or maybe this will help me in this going forward.
And you go there and you don't even...
for now because
You don't even stop to think, oh, okay, like, what do they want out of me? And you get into it and it's like, it's hell.
Do you know that I don't remember which artist it is. It's either Dame Dash or Jermaine Dupri, one of them guys, yeah. And maybe it was one of them guys, yeah. And he basically was saying how like if someone, or like in this case the music industry, the white man is offering you this much money for something or for yourself, yeah, you know that you are worth however many times that.
Yeah.
So keep your shit
to yourself, yeah,
because you are worth that. Do you get what I mean?
100%.
I don't know who it was, but someone out there will know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But yeah,
now it's time for
The real crime, I think, was the beard.
our segment where we focus on something during the documentary that may not be criminal, but we definitely consider to be a crime. I'm gonna go first.
you go first.
The real crime, I think, was that somebody sent a box of shit to the MoviePass office. Yeah. And I get it because they were angry, you know, all this stuff.
Is
but
it that deep though?
you handled the shit. So you shut the shit, yeah. You packaged the shit.
Maybe they shot in the box.
Whatever, you packaged it, yeah. You transported the shit to the post office and then you posted the shit. In all those steps, you remained angry because MoviePass, the app didn't work when you wanted to go and see
get
Mission
it,
Impossible.
like everyone deserves entertainment. We all work hard, but it's a movie app.
It's not that deep.
It's actually not.
It's not that deep.
It's not life or death. It's not do or die.
It's not
for
like
you to shit in a box.
To shit in a
And you
box
can never come back from that.
and
Even if
send it.
nobody else knows that it was you,
You
you
know
know
that
it
you
was
did
you.
it.
How do you look yourself in the mirror? You shat in a box.
Every time you shit, you're gonna remember that
You did it in a
It
box.
wasn't like you were doing stool sample. You sent it to, and the thing is, the people you sent it to aren't even the people who were causing your problems. It was the CEO and that.
And you don't send it to CEO.
That was the real crime to me.
The real crime to me was the fact that influencer babe didn't know who Dennis Rodman was. Dennis Rodman is ahead of my time. Not ahead, sorry, before my time.
Yeah.
But everybody knows who he is. He is iconic. What the fuck do you mean you didn't know?
Icon moment. Be for real.
And you're like, oh, he was tall and I was short. Shut the fuck up.
He's more than tall. Hello. He's
Shut
Dennis
the
Rodman.
actual fuck up.
Yeah, he's Dennis
that
Rodman.
was a crime for me.
Yeah, that was a crime. That whole Coachella thing was a crime.
I am so pissed off by that.
Oh, sorry. I was like, I've got another.
No, I'm so pissed off. Like, I'm pissed off, but I'm happy. It's a mix of emotions.
I
but
hear it.
it was a beautiful story, actually.
It was. I recommend watching this documentary.
Watch it.
I cannot lie to you. I will put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, I think you should watch
but
it.
It was such a good documentary.
It was really good.
Stacey, Uncle Stace, Uncle Hermé, if you see this,
call us.
Holler at us.
Burna Boy, call us. Holla.
No, for real, because it was such a good.
It was such a good. Like, I need their essence. Whatever I need. I just need them. You know how that woman touched Jesus'
the hem of
cloak?
his garment. Yeah.
I need to touch the hem of their garment.
Yeah.
Whatever they're sipping on, I need it because.
Yeah. So impressive. They're so impressive.
They're so impressive. Maybe I was actually thinking, should I buy his book? It's giving something Kingsley would buy and read, but yeah.
I know, because it stays. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Yeah,
might.
no. But no, absolutely thoroughly loved it. Note how for the first time ever I did not say like, I don't know about this documentary. No, not even. I don't say that much. Not even that. I didn't say that. Like it was unnecessarily long. I felt like
and this was an hour and a half.
I felt like everything that was in there was necessary and needed to be said.
Yeah.
I never
and was said concisely
and
the emphasis was put where it needed to be put.
I never at one point thought, why did they put this in there?
Yeah, and I watched it twice. Within like 2 days because I watched it first as like just a tester before I said to friends, what about this?
Yeah. And
before I knew it was over. Yeah. Then I had to watch it again properly, and I enjoyed it just the same. I even was picking out new gems the second time.
Yeah. So watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right,
next. What are we doing next? Next is a credits episode.
It's a credits.
Credits episodes are where we talk about whatever we want in a looser format. And we are doing Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story.
Yeah, and we're also just talking about Tyler Perry movies.
I'm just talking about Tyler Perry. Yeah, we are. So, that will be a fun one. We've spoken about him a bit on the podcast,
But I think it's going to be different now.
I do. Anyway, I will play the trailer for that at the end of this. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't know, copyright in that, how that's going to work. So maybe the trailer will be the maybe it won't. Maybe what I'll do is put the link to the trailer.
Yeah, and then you can,
just so that one day we can make money from this off YouTube. So in the meantime, between time, you can find us everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, 2 Girls 1 Doc. We are on TikTok, 2 Girls 1 Doc Podcast. You can find us individually on Instagram. I am BD on eyewear. On TikTok, I'm BD.mp4. And where can they find you?
TikTok and Instagram, Forens the Foodie.
Amazing. All right then. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the visuals.
Bye.
What filmmaker has had 5 movies open #1 at the box office in the last 4 years? Spielberg? Tarantino? Scorsese? No. This record belongs to Tyler Perry.
How do you feel right now, sir?
My problem with a lot of things in life is I float above it. That's just from childhood. That's from abuse. So every moment's like you're okay. You're safe. It's just emotion. It's just feeling. It's love.
Emmett Perry Jr. was his birth name. He changed his name to Tyler Perry because he had an estranged relationship with his dad.
I just could not understand how this man could look at me and hate me with such passion.
He had some horrific experiences that ultimately led to the characters he created and the imagination that he had.
We were so broke. We used to share burgers and talk about these great dreams that he had.
I had all these people tell me what I would never be. Nobody said what I could be.
The thing that's amazing about Tyler is he broke every rule.
A studio executive said to him, black people don't go to the movies. They were just wrong on every count when it came to Tyler.
Tyler was making hit after hit, and finally, people had to wake up.
My mother said, don't you ever let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are.
I can't watch it without cringing.
I think you crossed the line.
What I will not do is change because some critics think it's not art.
Do not play him small, because he is not just some lucky Negro turned black man. There was no denying the talent and the power of Tyler Perry.
He paid attention to an audience that people ignored.
In the middle of all of this success, I'm dealing with my mother slowly dying. I couldn't find my way out of it.
Everything that went wrong in your life is what made everything go right.
For this moment to happen for me is beyond anything I could have ever imagined.
He was resilient. He fought the demons, the dream snatchers, the haters. People saying you're not gonna become, I have to become. And he became.
Tyler, I just want to tell you how blessed I am to have a son like you.